Hey, what are you doing?
I'm sweeping with my broken broom.
I was gonna say, what is that?
Well, it's a broom that broke that I taped together and then it broke again, and then I just don't ever remember to buy a broom.
Interesting.
So this is how I sweep when we're here.
Buckle up, Buttercup!
But today's video is pretty good. I'll just go ahead and start since you decided to come up and talk to me. I was cleaning this up because I have a new outside rug, and I figured I wanted to put the outside rug out before we did the outside walk around of the entire camper. I'm going to show you the solar setup, the propane tanks, all of the storage, and just go really in depth about the outside of this camper, awning, you know, just all that fun stuff. So I actually got this cool outside rug or outdoor rug that's weatherproof, and it's like sand resistant, which if you look here, this is all sand. We live in Florida, people, and it's been kind of a pain in the bootay when we stay here because it's so much sand and it gets inside, and now I have a broken broom. So I'm trying to eliminate as much sand as possible. So I got this on Amazon. I'll leave the link in the description below, but I think it was only like 29 bucks. Such a steal, right?
I feel like that's a great deal.
Yeah. It's probably too big for what we need,
This
I don't
this
care.
is a whole camper cover, right? We're putting this over top the entire camper?
But look at it, I like it.
Oh, okay.
Instead of a behind the scenes look, you're getting a before the scenes look because I was prepping for this video. So hope you guys enjoy this. This is what YouTubing's all about, baby. All right, Jimmy, you wanna help me?
Here we go. I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna do my
Bring it.
part, not just camera guy, right? What do
That's
you
pretty
think?
good, right?
I think so.
Okay,
Look, we could
What'd you
dance.
think?
We could dance and do all kinds of stuff on here.
I think it looks pretty good. I think we'll put it to the test to see if it actually, you know, repels sand and everything.
Yeah, I do have a question for you though.
Yes.
Why do you sound so hoarse?
Because I'm sick, I guess. I don't know, I don't feel sick, but I'm coughing and I'm a little hoarse. Let's get to the part of the video that you guys came here for. I'm gonna climb up the ladder and show you the solar. What's really awesome with the Imagine Aims is they come ready with the solar. It's not like, okay, it's wired for solar, you have to buy the solar panel. It's ready to go. And when we came in just now from work, after not being here for a week or two, the fridge was still nice and cold because it was ran off the solar power. We don't usually leave it hooked up to shore power when we're gone just because it's kind of no reason to. But let's climb up this ladder and I'm gonna show you the solar panel.
Oh, I'm trying to get camera ready. I made it.
Here we are, folks. Hopefully it's not too windy over the camera here. But one cool thing about Grand Design that they always do is they always include the ladder, which that's cool. But here's the solar panel. This thing's huge. How big do you think this is?
It's probably at least one Jimmy, right?
Oh, well, let's see here.
One Jimmy.
Ah, nice.
Getting pretty
But
close.
it comes with the camper already wired with the solar panel. This is the air conditioner right here. It does have a antenna, and then those are the vents over there. But it's still pretty clean up here. I've only had it for a couple weeks. And check out this view. This is where we stay when we're down in Fort Myers. We stay at the farm. Yes, that is a G35 with no doors. It's trying to be a Bronco. But look at that, baby. She pretty. Okay, you can go first.
Okay.
So that way, if I fall when I climb down, you can catch me.
Right, you have a body to fall on.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we go.
Let's go check out the rest of the camper. Oh my gosh!
There's a bottom step there.
I'm gonna have to cut that part of the video.
I think it should be the intro.
Let's go to this little spot right here since we're right by the ladder. This is where your water heater is gonna be. This camper comes with a tankless water heater, which means you get instant water immediately. You turn on the little thermostat thing inside. We'll go in there and I'll show you that. But it doesn't take any time for the water to warm up. My original Grand Design Transcend 247BH, the very big camper I had a tank water heater. So you would have to turn the propane on, wait for the water to heat up, and then if you had a lot of people taking showers, I mean, we didn't never really run out of hot water, but you just had to be more meaningful and plan out your showers. With this, you don't have to plan. If I'm like, oh, I'm dirty, I'm gonna take a shower, push a button, and then bam, you have hot water. But the reason why you need to know this is here is for winterizing or de-winterizing. I don't need to winterize since I'm down here in Florida, but we did just have to de-winterize it, and it was pretty easy to do. This is where you're gonna see the other part of the water heater. When we first got the camper, we had to install these because, like I said, it comes winterized. So we just had to set that all up. It wasn't hard. It didn't take a long time. Another cool thing right here is the spray port. If you watched my last video about this camper, you saw Jimmy using this. It is like a quick connect. I have one up here and at the front of the camper, which you will see. You also have some outlets here. And then what do you think this is, Jimmy? There's a latch right here that you need to push up to pull this out. So don't like keep pulling it because it's not gonna pull out until you undo that latch. Pull it out and then you lift this, pull it all the way out.
Ah, where I belong.
Then, yeah, and then put this latch back down. That's gonna keep it from sliding back in there. But as you can see, you have enough space here. Nice flat top. What's really cool is this is ready to go. You just need to take this end, and if you look down here, where is it? Right here, you plug it in and then it's automatically hooked up to your propane tank, which is pretty convenient in my opinion. Now we're at the front of the camper. I'm going to show you the storage. We do have, stuff in here. We already moved everything in, but a couple things that I've noticed with this AIM versus my old one, some improvements that they made was this flooring. It's kind of like a rubberized flooring. I like that because I feel like it's more durable and is going to hold up more against the elements if it gets wet or muddy or sandy or dirty. I just feel like this is more repellent and easier to clean versus the laminate flooring that used to be in there. Same kind of flooring that's in there, but it was up here. And I just feel like this whole area gets a little messier. It keeps things from sliding all over the place. So if you were going to go down the road and you have, I don't know, chairs, whatever, on the laminate flooring, that just slides and slaps all around. With this, it doesn't do that as much, so good idea. Next is the propane tanks. The cover itself is more robust than what my old one was, but the coolest part is in here. We have this valving where now you can turn on and off in unison of your tanks. You will notice that we just have one battery. It does come with one battery. Our 15BH, we ended up adding another battery because we were going on a really long trip and we were going to boondock the entire time. This one I'm probably not going to do that with, so I think one battery is going to be enough. So far, I live in the Sunshine State of Florida and I've had no issues yet. I mean, my fridge was still running and everything when I came back here. So far, I think one battery is enough. If I really needed power, I can hook it up to shore power, but it's just not something that's really needed. We did have a power hitch on our last camper, but it's just nice because, who wants to be cranking? And there is an option, say your battery's dead or this stops working for some reason, there is like an override. I actually think you pop this top off and then you can use a little crank thing to make it go up and down. So if that ever happens to you, just know that that is an option. Let's go over here. Here's the other door to the pass-through storage in the front. So you can see all the way through to the other end of the camper, but here's like where all your hookups are at. It does come with this quick connect hose. So you saw the one port back over there, but you also have another option right here. And you've got your little knobs here. I just like it because it comes with a decent head where you have a lot of different options. It's one that you can find at Lowe's, but I feel like it's a pretty good quality just to have them throw in for the purchase of the camper. So here is where you can read all about, your battery life, your solar information. This is your quick disconnect. So if you're going to be storing it for a long time, you'll want to remove that. It's going to remove power to anything that you may have forgotten to turn off. Now your emergency stuff like your smoke alarms and stuff like that is going to remain intact, so you don't have to worry about that. This is where you go to fill your tanks if you're going to be boondocking, if you're not hooked up to water, or you flip it. Like right now I'm on city water. You have an outlet. This is where you hook up to the city water. But this is one of the areas where I feel like having this flooring is very beneficial. They do have this plastic cover here for the hose because sometimes hoses leak. But I just feel like you have that added protection because we all know the water just doesn't stay here usually. It's usually going to splatter somewhere else. So another thumbs up for me. More storage. And this is kind of surprising to me because I wasn't expecting this. And when I was walking around the camper and I saw it, I was like, hey, this is awesome because it's locked. Hold on. Look at this. This is a lot of storage. You have also that same flooring as up in the front, so it's going to help keep things from sliding around. This is the cot that I use for Maya when we have 3 kids inside the camper. We have enough bedding, for 2 people, 2 adults in the bed, 2 children in the bunks, and then Maya, instead of just like making a little pallet on the floor or something for her, I actually have a cot and it sits off the floor and it's actually really, really comfortable. This is where I store it when the kids are not with us. So it fits perfectly in there, and that cot fits like, I think, a 5'6" person. So it's a big cot and it all fits in there. Plus I have more room for other storage. The whole tank system is going to be right here in the back. And since it's daylight, you're not going to see the blue light, but if you get a little closer, you can see it on the reflection of this. But you have your gray tank and your black tank nozzle. This is where it's going to come out. And I will also tell you that this camper has a nice little place to keep your stinky slinky. And I'll show you that next. I don't really want to go underneath the slide, and I have more stuff to show you over here, but you can access this right here on either this side or the other side. That's where I keep the sewer hose. Before, on my 15BH, now it was an early build, so it may be different now. They may have added something like that, but I didn't have that option, and I had to keep my stinky slinky in my storage and in trash bags and a tub, and nobody likes to mess with the stinky slinky, so that's a really good option over there. And then this is a little different than the last camper. This is where you hook up to the shore power. It's going to be on the rear of the camper. And lastly is this little hitch right here. This is good for bikes. I don't recommend like tandem towing or anything, but if you got a couple bikes or something, you can easily hook that up right there. And since I showed you all this stuff outside, I just want to show you these inside.
Our rug's holding up nice.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't take my shoes off. Uh-oh. Shoes off, Jimmy.
Oh,
Come
boy.
on.
Here we go. Ready? At least we got this sweet new rug.
This is the command center right here. So this is where you're going to be able to read all of your tank information for your fresh tank, your black tank, your gray tank, and then your battery life. You also, can access your water pump, exterior lighting, ceiling lighting, and then you have the awning and then the slide controls here. The awning is a really good size. It is going to cover the door. So if it starts raining or something, you do have coverage, and you also have coverage over your stove. So if you're in the middle of cooking and then the clouds decide to cry, you are protected. And then just a couple more things. I don't want to go too in depth on the inside of the camper yet because that's a different video, but this is the controls for the air conditioning and stuff. And then the water heater is actually going to be here in the bathroom conveniently, but I'll go more in depth about all of that stuff later. The things that you saw up here on the roof, these are the little vents. So you can pop these open just like that. And then they have a little fan. So don't want to give away too many details about the inside of this camper because there are plenty of review videos to come, but that's going to wrap it up for this one, guys. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to leave a comment below. And until next time, buckle up, Buttercup.